Welcome to the 30 Goals Challenge for Educators. My name is Shelly Terrell, and today's goal is to invite them in. We're going to talk about transparency and ways to invite parents and other classroom teachers around the world to see your great instructional practices. Today's quote is from Joseph Barber Lightfoot. There is no persuasiveness more effectual than the transparency of a single heart or a sincere life. When I first started teaching, I didn't teach in formal settings. I didn't even have formal training. I started teaching when I was in high school, and I inherited 100 kids at a children's church. And nobody else wanted to teach these kids, and they were inner city kids, and many of their parents were drug addicts or teen moms. Many of the kids had ADHD. They had these problems where they were still addicted to the drugs that the parents had, their mothers had when they had them. And so I learned to teach in a very, very non-structured way. I learned to do things like plays and pantomime and integrate hands-on learning and just as many fun games and things like that. And for many years, this is the way I taught. After that, I did go into somewhat of an internship for teachers, but it was in museum education, and the focus was hands-on learning. So once again, I taught in a non-structured environment. From there, I started teaching homeless children, and then I did creative writing programs for different alternative schools. When I finally went to a structured environment and I started teaching at a high school, I had a lot of problems adjusting. I looked at all the other classrooms and the teachers, and they taught very differently than me. The desks were all in rows, and the children sat there and they were quiet. And a long time, I was really nervous and thought that many of the teachers wouldn't understand the way that I taught, because I just don't teach that way. I don't even know how to really teach this way. So I did something that I wasn't very proud of, and that it actually hurt me later. And I decided to close the doors, and I decided to shut everything out. And that year, a lot of the teachers, I didn't establish relationships with them and stuff. And the parents, I even had shut them out because I was so afraid that they were going to say the way I taught was just not right. So what happened was, towards the end of the year, one of the girls' moms came in, and she started yelling at me, and she started saying, well, my daughter says you don't teach her, that you just put her nose in a book, and she just reads all day and does bookwork, and that's it. And I knew I hadn't taught this way. The kids had done videos, they had done role plays, they had played language games, we had lessons outside. We did so many different things, even things with technology. This parent didn't know that. I learned my lesson, and when I saw the great things with Web 2.0 and kids publishing work online and stuff like that, I decided to go for it. I made a wiki. At the time I moved to Germany, and I had wikis. I invited the parents. The parents were in the classroom sometimes. And the relationship between me and the parents really blossomed, because the parents could see how much work I put into my lessons. They could see how much I cared about their children and the learning. The same thing with my administration. When I started showing them about Skype and all the things I was doing with the kids here, they got so excited. They expanded the programs. They invited other schools to come and see what was happening in the classroom. And it was so exciting. For a long time, my fear had prevented me from showing everyone what I did. And what I was doing was basically not sharing with them my passion and my love for teaching, and my love for teaching their children. So I want you to think, for a short-term goal today, how you can invite somebody into your classroom. Now, you don't have to accomplish that today. Just think. And by the end of the week, try to have that accomplished. So anyway, either publishing something online. I understand the kids can't always have things published, so put an avatar or have them create a book or a comic or something and share it with a parent, and if you can't share it with a parent because you work with adults or something, then share it with other teachers, at least one other teacher, and that's a short-term goal. And the long-term goal is to weekly find ways that you can be transparent, that you can share what you do with other classroom teachers around the world, with your administrators, and with parents. If you are transparent, your heart will be reflected, and you'll be able to establish a relationship, a better, stronger relationship of trust with those that you work with. I would like to give a shout out this week to Julie Cunningham. She's been blogging consistently and she's done a great job. Mrs. D as well. So check out their blogs and stuff like that. Evelyn has also decided that she would go and list all the blogs. So if you're part of the 30 Goals Challenge, make sure that you check that out.